Holly McKhann with the December 2025 Orange County Housing Market Update. Stephen Thomas, my favorite guru, really spent a lot of time talking about condos and the challenges that they have been posing in this housing market for both sellers and buyers. We're going to get into that today, but just before we get started, in case we haven't met, I'm a local realtor that has sold close to 300 homes, and also my husband and I have fixed and flipped 250 homes. With that knowledge, I love to bring it to my buyers and sellers, so if they happen to want to improve a home, I'm here to help them do that with my contractors and vendors that are sometimes half the cost of traditional contractors and vendors that you might just Google. So if you're in the market to buy or sell and you might want something that needs some work, definitely hit me up. Or if you just want an experienced realtor who can negotiate great for you, also happy to help. So check out my contact info below, and let's get back to the housing market update. So condos, Stephen Thomas likened to a fast food meal. They used to be like a nice cheap alternative, but now fast food meals that used to be $5 or $6 are like $15, and they're not so great anymore. Sometimes they're the same cost as a regular restaurant sit-down meal, and he compares condos to that. So condos used to be a nice stepping stone for young people that use to build some equity and get started before they graduate up to a single family home. But the cost of condos and the costs related to condos have gone up so much that that is not the case anymore. Even though the sticker price, asking price, sale price of condos is much lower than single family detached homes, the other costs associated with them and sometimes the big challenges that arise upon resale have made them not such a great alternative in all cases. For instance, some of those skyrocketing costs are insurance or lack of reserve funds that then lead to special assessments, which I've seen them as high as $35,000 personally. That's a lot for a homeowner to stomach. And there's also issues with balconies. I'll get to that a little bit later too. But the balconies have to be inspected and certified and deemed safe by an independent contractor or consultant or engineer. And so that's been causing a lot of havoc in some communities. The median monthly homeowners association dues in Orange County is now $502 across all attached type homes. The median sale price of those attached homes is $810,000. The median sale price of a detached home is $1.4 million, with the median homeowners association dues being $0. California adopted special balcony inspection requirements in response to the tragic 2015 Berkeley balcony collapse. That incident killed 6 people and injured 7. These balcony inspections present a big hurdle. So if a community does not pass their balcony inspection, they have to plan out the proper timing and the cost to reinforce the balconies. And if there are 3 or more units in a complex or development, or even if it's a triplex, you need to get a balcony inspection if it's a wood balcony. If it's concrete, they're not concerned about it, of course. But if it's wood, they do worry about it collapsing. And so that's why you have to have a contractor or engineer inspect it, certify it safe, or come up with a plan to make it safe. As a result of the higher costs, it takes longer now to sell the attached homes, so condos, townhomes, than it is the detached homes. The inventory of attached homes is up 35% from last year, and demand is down 4%. Inventory of single-family homes is only up 9% compared to that 35%, and demand for them is down 5% compared to the 4%. The expected market time to sell an attached home right now in Orange County is 95 days, so just over 3 months. And for a detached home, it's only 82 days, so it's a little faster. When you look at other areas, including LA County, it takes 48 days longer to sell a attached home in LA County than a detached home. The difference in Riverside County is 54 days. So Orange County isn't as severe a difference as these other nearby areas. Lenders are cautious also because of the higher risk factors, which means you're going to pay a higher interest rate. They, of course, are concerned about the entire complex's financial stability and risk factors as opposed to just the single borrower. I've personally experienced several transactions this year where The whole complex was just non-warrantable. That means you cannot get a conventional mortgage in the complex. The government-backed loan products are just not available due to either not enough insurance, not the right kind of insurance, or the balcony inspections have not been completed and passed off, or even pending litigation. One of my listings in Lake Forest earlier this year had to sell to a cash buyer, or we could have gone non-warrantable financing for the buyer, but it was cash. And it just really shrinks your buyer pool once you have one of those big negative marks on your homeowners association. So if you're in the market to buy a condo or townhome, it's really important that you find out about the financial health and the risks and all of that before you even proceed with an offer if possible, so you don't get your hopes up on something that is just not going to be affordable for you or financeable. Non-warrantable financing is an option. You typically have to put down 15 to 20% as opposed to government-backed loan, FHA, or conventional. You can go down to 3.5% and sometimes less. So you can get down with a really low down payment as long as it's warrantable. Non-warrantable, not only are you going to have a higher down payment, but usually 3/4 of a point higher in interest is what I have heard from lenders. So I want to share a couple of examples personally that I have seen with my clients this year. Not only did we have that Lake Forest one with pending litigation, but just last year I sold a condo in Laguna Niguel where there was deferred maintenance. A problem you frequently encounter with HOAs is the board members who are homeowners in the association don't always want to raise the dues. They want to keep the dues nice and low, but if they're not building up their reserves, they don't have the financial strength to handle the deferred maintenance when it comes that they can't hold back anymore and they've got to replace roofs or handle balcony repairs, or sometimes it's paving in the complex. In Laguna Niguel last year, there was one client I had that was selling his home, and the deferred maintenance special assessment proposed was $35,000 a unit. Now, this was a higher end complex. We sold his 2-bed plus loft condo for $1.2 million. So it was higher end a little bit. And what he had to do was offer that $35,000 to his buyer in the form of a credit, or you could reduce the price, because it's not really fair to the buyer to take on that big financial obligation. So special assessments is an issue, pending litigation is an issue, and just this week I have both a listing and a purchase. So I'm representing a seller and a buyer on 2 different units in Dana Point in an association where the insurance was just a smidge not quite enough. It was so frustrating, but it made the complex be non-warrantable. Thankfully, I had met a neighbor and asked her for the HOA president's name and number, who I had met a couple months before, but I hadn't got his contact info. And thankfully, he was able to speed the process along to raise the insurance, to make the homes financeable, to make these 2 transactions go forward and preserve the values in the community. Because if you can't get traditional financing, it's going to be cash buyers or non-warrantable loans, it is going to depress the values in the community. You're shrinking your buyer pool, which means the prices will definitely come down. So that's a couple of my personal examples from my own clients, but I know there's a lot more stories out there. So condos are still a great option for people. And the 2 deals I have going in Dana Point, the financial strength of that HOA is actually really good. I think it's a fantastic option for this young buyer I have buying his first home. So don't rule out attached homes, just be on guard and make sure you have a great realtor representing you and looking out for your best interests and asking all the right questions, and when needed, jumping in to help solve those problems that rise up. So thanks so much for watching. I know this was a whole lot about attached homes this time. And when we next do another discussion, it will be about the 2026 forecast. So make sure you subscribe and tune in for that next one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.